and we students will take benefit from this initiative. So I will briefly cover a few things. I will talk about why NDLI was created, what was its purpose, and then how we will see how does it work, what kind of content we have, and who is this for, and then we will see how to use the National Digital Library, and we will see what is the difference between Google and NDLI, and then we will see how to operate the NDLI club in your own institution. So we will see 7 things in today's session, and we will let's start with the first part, which is how do we why the National Digital Library of India was started in the first instance. Is my presentation visible to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the first things first, why the National Digital Library of India was created. So though I am a strong believer of the physical libraries, going to the library, sitting in the remote corner where there is complete silence, I can smell the book and I can flip through the pages. Then only I get the feel of reading a book or any article or any resource from the library. But over a period of time, what has been happening is the financial and the human resource meant for libraries are being drastically reduced. The institutions have their own reasons. They say like there are not much students who are using the library, or the faculty members are not using the library in a way that they have been expected to do, or there are not much students intake. So the student institutions have their own reasons, but it is actually impacting on the learning outcomes of the students. So when a student passing out of your institution or having less learning outcome or poor learning outcome, then finding the job or getting into a higher education will be a challenge for them, right? So that is the starting point of getting into a deterioration phase of any institution. And so that is one of the major reasons why the National Digital Library of India was conceived. And also we have other challenges in the physical libraries, like accessing the same resource by multiple persons at the same time. Say for example, suppose if your faculty member has given a chapter from a book to be read, okay, so what will happen is if there are about resource, ultimately what might have happened is that book might have been already issued to another faculty member. So you end up either photocopying it from the reference book material, or you wait for another 10-15 days for getting the book back so that you can read it. And also we have challenges like missing resources, hidden resources, and damaged resources in the physical libraries. But whereas in the digital library, you don't have these challenges, but it has its own limitations. Say for example, in the digital library, a same copy of book can be read by thousands and thousands of people at the same time. And also you cannot hide or miss or damage any books or articles. So that is advantage of the digital library. So having seen the merits of the digital library, the government of India initiated this National Digital Library of India way back in 2015 as a pilot project to primarily democratize education. So they wanted to give equal access to the knowledge resources to every Indian citizen. So with that idea in mind, the National Digital Library of India came into existence. And if you look at the advantages of the National Digital Library, first is there is no physical boundary, right? So you can actually operate from any part of the you can give access to anyone across the globe, right? So that is the first major advantage. And there is no space constraint. So what is happening is, say for example, if you are say putting up your like you have 45,000 resources in your library. Suppose if you want to increase it to 1 lakh resources, what will you need? You need additional building or additional space to stack these resources. But if there is in the digital library, you can actually scale it up within a day or two. So that is the beauty of the digital library. But also it acts as a good tool for preservation and conservation, right? And during this lockdown period, the entire world came to a standstill, and we all went on a lockdown. But even during that time, the National Digital Library of India was giving access to its resources to over 6 crore audience. So let's see, how does NDLI work? So NDLI primarily stores metadata. What is metadata? Metadata is nothing but the basic information about a resource. Say for example, if there is a book, the name of the book, the author of the book, the publisher of the book, the subjects, the abstract, about the author, the basic information about a resource is called metadata. That is what we store in our repository. Okay. So how do we store? Say for example, suppose if Siddhartha Mahila Kalasala has, say, some 500 non-copyrighted, open source, digitized teaching, learning or research resources, which could be in the form of a video lecture or an audio lecture or a PowerPoint presentation or question bank or any teaching, learning or research material. Okay, and you are willing to share it with every Indian citizen, then what we do is we first sign an agreement with your institution. Okay, and then we help you in setting up an IDR. IDR stands for Institutional Digital Repository. This is nothing but a small website kind of organizing the resources, where you put all these 1,000 or 500 resources which your institution has into an organized manner. And for each resource, you create a metadata. As I said, metadata is nothing but the basic information about a resource. So once the metadata is created, we just pick up the metadata from here and then we store it in our repository. Okay. Now we only have the metadata here, but the full text, the entire content lies in your repository. So we have a backend API running between our server and your interface. Okay. Now suppose if a researcher from, say, Guntur wants to access one of your faculty publications. So he comes to NDLI, he searches for that resource. Once he locates it, he clicks on that resource. Then we redirect him to the IDR of your institution. So here you validate this user. If he is found to be a genuine registered user of NDLI, then you can give him access to the resources directly to the researcher. So in this process, what happens is NDLI acts as a content facilitator or content integrator. We don't own your content. The content is owned by you, right? So that's the beauty of NDLI. And as I said, we primarily partner with institutions, and we have partnered with over 352 such institutions across the country. If you look at the subject-wise content availability, computer science, information and general works, we have 1.64 crore resources. Philosophy and psychology, we have 6 lakh resources. Religion, we have 2.2 lakh resources. Social sciences, we have 60 lakh resources. Language, we have 1.9 lakh resources. Natural sciences and mathematics, we have 98 lakh resources. Technology, we have 1.27 crore resources. The arts, fine and decorative arts, we have 19 lakh resources. Literature and rhetoric, we have 9.5 lakh resources. And history and geography, we have another 9.63 lakh resources. So if you add all these, as of today, we have 7.4 crore resources in our repository. And these 7.4 so if you add all these, are available as of multiple learning resource types. So what are these learning resource types? This could be thesis, dissertation, we have 7 research projects, master's projects, undergraduation projects, PowerPoint presentations, video lectures, class notes, coursework, term papers, assignments, assessments, lab experiments, manuals, case studies, question banks, model answers, data sets, manuscripts, law acts, law judgments, newspaper articles. So we have over 60 different types of learning resource types available in our repository. And they are available in 5 different access options, the open access and the NDLI users content. So these two access options will give you the full text access. Full text means you can download the entire content. Okay. So if you add this open source content, which is 5.33 crore, and NDLI users content, which is another 6 lakh resources, we have 5.39 crores resources that is completely free of cost. Okay, so you don't have to pay a single penny for accessing these resources. And if you look at the resource type-wise content, articles are the major chunk of resources that we have, with 3.91 crore resources are the major part of our resources, followed by newspaper articles, which are 74 lakhs. We have books of about 67 lakh books available. Thesis of about 7.4 lakh thesis available. Video lectures are about 4.47 lakh video lectures. And who is this meant for? So now what I will do is I will quickly demonstrate it to you how to access the NDLI, uh, this one, browser-based application. I will just quickly show you. So first go to any search engine for that matter, and then type National Digital Library of India. Okay, and then just enter. I hope you are able to see this browser now. So go to any browser or search engine and then look for National Digital Library of India. So the first URL which you get, ndl.iitkgp.ac.in. This is our official URL. So you just click on this URL, then it will take you to our home page. So this is how the NDLI home page looks like. So on the top you can see there is a browse button, which will, there are two ways through which you can access the content. One is through browse and another one is through search. Okay, so let me first start with the browse option. So first click on this browse icon. Then there are four ways through which you can browse. One is through content type. So there are at least, as I said, more than 60 different types of content types are available. You can say, for example, if you want only video content, just click on video. Then we have 6 lakh video lectures available on NDLI. Okay, and similarly, if you want only text, texts are the major content that we have in our National Digital Library. It's about 7.1 crore resources or text-based content. Okay, and then if you can browse by subject category. Suppose if you want it from say computer science, and then you can further narrow it down by a specific subject category, which is data processing in computer science. So we have about 60 lakh resources on this computer science and data processing and computer science. And then you can browse by source. Source is nothing but the content contributors. I told you there are about 352 content contributors. All of them are listed under the source category. Suppose if you want only NPTEL video lectures, you can just choose NPTEL. Or if you want books from EPG Pathshala, so then this is, say for example, Infinite EPG Pathshala. This has about 22,000 resources, books for UG and PG classes. And the next one is say learning resource type. Suppose if you want to know how many books are available, just go here and search for books. Now we have about 67 lakh books available. Suppose if we want to browse theses that are available at NDLI, there are about 7.4 lakh theses that are available at NDLI. You can browse them. Now let's get back to the main screen, main page. So this is for searching the topic. So I will come to it in a little while. And this is for going to the NDLI club page. So once you click, it will take you to the NDLI home page. So currently there is a minor technical issue that is happening at our IIT campus. So it is being fixed. Once it is fixed, then you will be able to log in and access. And you can also change the language interface into various Indian languages. Of course, if you want to change it to Telugu, you can just choose Telugu and it will automatically get changed. Similarly, if you want to change it to Hindi, you can change it to Hindi. And this button is for say logging into NDLI. Suppose if you are an existing registered member of NDLI, you just enter your registered email ID and password, enter the captcha and click login. Okay. Or if you registered at NDLI a few months back and you forgot your password, then you click on account recovery button. Right. And this is the first time you are hearing about NDLI and you want to register for NDLI, then you can just click on this register button. Then the registration form will open. Then you can just fill your basic information and log into NDLI. Okay. So These are 3 newly created sections. So these are 3 newly created sections. One is the study at home section, so under which our team has actually classified the resources into various educational level and educational degree. So these school and CBS examination preparatory materials are primarily meant for school education, and this 4 or 5 are meant for higher education. Suppose if you want to see various humanity subjects, suppose if you want content under history, just click on history, then you will be able to see the various history related content. And similarly, if you want geography, you can just click on geography and see. And similarly, if you want sociology, you can search economics, psychology, political science, education, etc. Okay, and you can search by various science subjects also. And then we have this COVID-19 research repository. Okay, so we have scholarly publications, data sets, documents and videos, journals and conferences, ideas and fundings, and we have challenges and startups also. And then we have some featured collection which will get updated every week. Say for example, we have person of the week, topic of the week, talks and webinars on this day, personally Satyajit Ray. Okay, right. So now if you want to search on any topic, say for example, if you want to search for modern India, okay, and then just enter, then there are about 91,745 results available at EDLL. But if you want, you can see this is a restricted or limited access, which means out of say if there is a 100-page document, out of which 10 or 15 page or 20 pages may be visible, the remaining pages may not be visible. So in order to find out only you want full text content, just go to this access restriction filter. On the left hand side, you can see there are various filters. So you can go to any, if you want only full text resources, go to this access restriction filter and then choose open and NDLI. Now we have only 78,420 results that are full text. Full text means you can download the entire content at free of cost. Okay. And then now if you want, say from specific author, okay, Nemi Kantra, so you can just click on this author, or if N.A. Vijaya, you can choose it like this. And also if you want Robert Burns, you can choose this. So you can browse by author, you can browse by file format, or you can browse by language, or if you can browse by learning resource type, which type of content you want. Suppose if you want only books, you can choose books. And if you want it from a specific author, you can choose from the specific source also. Right? Now, what I request you to do is give me a few topics which you find it very difficult to understand, so that I can search and show you how to access the NDLI content. Give me any topic which you want me to search. And also there is a small trick to it. So suppose if you put double quotes before and after the search keyword, then what will happen is it will fetch content only that has these 2 words. Okay. So now earlier we had like more content. We had about 91,000 content. Now we have only 1,745. So which means it will pull the results and display it. So this is the difference between the earlier search and the current search. Okay. Let me see if anyone has put any topic for searching. No one has done it so far. Okay, let me do another topic. Say psychology, human psychology. Let's put it as human psychology. Okay, so we have resource from human psychology, Internet Archive, Library of Congress. I clicked on this resources. Now I'm going to show you how to download a resource from NDLI. First click on this metadata tab so that you will see this is called the metadata, the basic information about this resource. And since it's an open resource, then you can download this resource by just clicking on this content. Then the content will get downloaded into your laptop or a desktop or mobile phone, depending on whichever device you are using, it will get downloaded. Okay, I will quickly show you how this content looks like. And you can also say, for example, if you want only video lectures, you can just click on video. There are about 413 video lectures that are available on this topic of human psychology. Okay. Let me see. It's still loading because the file size is heavier. It was about 20 MB, 21 MB. And say, for example, if you want only for UG and PG, you can choose UG and PG. Now we have only 240 results. Okay. Yes. So now the 498 pages of content got downloaded into your laptop or desktop or mobile phone. Depending on whichever device you are using, it will get downloaded. Now you can use this content for educational and research purposes at free of cost. And you can also share it with your friends and relatives. Right? So this is how you have to use the National Digital Library. Now let me get back to the presentation. So I searched for a few topics. Say I searched for Java programming, and then I searched for a topic called organizational behavior, and then I searched for history of English literature, microeconomics, financial accounting, biotechnology, etc. Okay, and I will also shown you how to access this study at home section. So these are some of the featured contents that are specifically available for students from Indian institutions. We have NPTEL's 1.5 lakh lectures on various topics available at India. Like we have Shodhganga thesis of about more than 7 lakh thesis available from Shodhganga. We have Swayam's e-learning materials. We have Digital Library of India's rare collection resources. We have Satyajit Ray's original writings. We have Bose Institute resources. We have spoken tutorials. We have PG books from PG Pathshala program. We have the National Science Digital Library. We have the MIT Open Courseware, Semantic Scholar, Oxive.org, Paperity, CiteSerex, faculty contributions also. Various faculties also, individual faculty members have also contributed their video lectures, question banks, manuscripts, etc. And also we have national license content from South Asia Archive and World eBook Library. We have some pleasure reading materials for joyful reading and learning. We also have competitive examination preparatory materials. Currently, we primarily have the question papers from various competitive examinations. So you can see there are various exam papers from JEE Main, UGC Net, NEET, AAAP, GT, JNU, ARPET, NCHM, ICAR, IGNOR, SWAYAM. So we have exam papers from various testing agencies. I've already shown you how to download a content from NDLI. Okay. So there are a few filter options that you should know for narrow downing your results. First important filter option is access restriction. Suppose if you want only full text resources, as I showed you, if you want to download the entire content, then you have to choose open and NDLI. Then you will get only the full text resources. And the second one is, if you want it from a specific author, you can go to this specific author and choose. And then third one is subject category. Depending on which subject you want the content from, you can choose the subject category. And educational level, which educational level you want the content for. Okay. And then we have file format, language, learning resource type, source, and content type. Okay. Source is nothing but the content contributors. I told you there are 352 content contributors. All of them are listed under the source category. And I have already shown you how to change language interface also. NDLI is available in 10 Indian languages. Hindi, Gujarati, Marathi, Malayalam, Telugu, Kannada, apart from English. So far what we have seen is why NDLI was created, how does the NDLI work, what type of content we have, and then who is this for, and then we have seen how to access the NDLI browser based application. Now I'm going to show you how to access it from the mobile phone. Okay, now suppose if you are using an Android phone, go to the Play Store, or if you are using an iPhone, go to the App Store and then search for National Digital Library of India. You have to search for the entire name, then you have to look for this logo, app name, and the publisher name. All the three should be National Digital Library of India. And you click on install in the app, then the app will get installed in the mobile phone, right? So once the app is installed, just click on the app. Then this is how the NDLI app home screen looks like. Okay? You can see there is subject domain wise content, learning resource type wise content, and some featured sources also, right? And if you want to browse the content, you can just click on this browse icon, this four box. This is the browse icon in the mobile app. And whatever browse option we saw in the browser based application, you can access it from here also. And now if you want to search on a topic called financial accounting, then how do you do it? So this is the search icon in the mobile app. Just click on this, then this search box will appear. Here you enter the search keyword and then click search button here. Now I found 2.25 lakh resources on this topic of financial accounting, right? Narrow down, or you want to bring relevant results, just click on this orange color icon. This is the filter option in the mobile app. Just click on it, and the filters which we saw on the desktop application or the browser based application will appear here. Okay, now you can go to this content type. Suppose if you want to only video lectures, go to this filter called content type, choose video, and then click apply. Now I got only 2 minutes. So this is how you have to use the NDLI mobile app. Now I'm going to give you a small activity. There are two parts to this activity. The first part of the activity is I want each one of you to download the NDLI mobile app in your mobile phone. If you have not yet done so, if you have already done, very good. If you have not yet done, kindly install the NDLI mobile app. The second one is, once you install the app, look for the various topics that a topic which you found it very interesting or you find very difficult to understand, or that is something that you want to read. Look for search for the topic and let me know which topic you searched and how many results you found. And I'm going to give you 5 minutes for doing this activity. Now it's 2:35 in my system. I'm going to give you time till 2:40, so that let me see how many of you have installed the app and searched for a topic and then found how many results. Okay, kindly put it in the chat box, and your 5 minutes time has already started. Okay. How many of you have installed the app? Let me kindly put it in the chat box. How many of you have installed the NDLI mobile app? Okay, 206431 has downloaded. 206308. So I don't know how many have completed. Okay, so some of you have already installed. Let me see how many more have installed the app. Okay, so if you have installed, then search for a topic which you found it very difficult to understand or you want to read about it. Okay, and then let me know which topic you searched and how many results you found. Over 3 more minutes. Okay, so 206341 searched for Python, I think Python programming, and she got about 35,000 results. Can you search for a topic? Two more minutes left. Okay, STEMSMK library searched for probability, and she found about 1.8 lakh courses. What about others? 2061 again the same. Okay, I got the good. Anyone else? Last 1 minute left. Let me see if anyone has searched any interesting topic. One more minute left. Okay, somebody 205108 searched on economics. Okay, so the 5 minutes time that I gave you has just got over. So I can see a lot of people are still searching fundamentals of food science, and she found about 1,24,000 results. Very good. So I think what I request you to do is kindly, after this session gets over, kindly take out 5 minutes from your time, and then search for topic which you come across during your coursework, or any topic that you wanted to know more or better about. So kindly use this app and then look for this information, and if you find it useful, kindly share it with your friends and relatives and family members. So that's my humble request to each one of you. So now what I do is I will quickly move back to the presentation. We just have a few more slides to cover. Okay, so we will see how Google and NDLA are different with the help of a small chart. So first and foremost, we should not compare between Google and NDLA, because these are two different platforms meant for two different set of objectives. Okay. First and foremost, the difference between Google and NDLA is NDLA purely has educational content, educational and research content, whereas Google has both educational as well as non-educational content. And secondly, most of our content are from trusted, authentic sources, whereas in Google you will have information from both authentic sources, unauthentic sources, real information, fake information. You will have mix of everything. So that's the first major difference between Google and NDLA. And the second difference is you can narrow down the results using educational filter options. So I showed you about 9 filter options, but in Google you may not find these 9 filter options. You will have advanced search option, but that will be very generic in nature. And we have a unified platform. So as I told you, we have content collated from over 352 sources, and you can access all these 352 from one single interface. But whereas in Google, you might have to go to all these 352 websites separately and then look for the information. Okay. And last and final is we have the national license content, which Google doesn't. So these are the broader difference between Google and NDLI. And we have come to the last part of the presentation, which is how to operate an NDLI club in your own institution. So I will just touch on the very basic aspects. One is what is the objective of NDLI club? So the primary objective of NDLI club is to promote the culture of reading and learning using the NDLI's vast knowledge resources. And for this purpose, we have created an online platform in the name of NDLI club for primarily conducting various learning-oriented activities and promoting the use of NDLI. Okay. And this we believe will help the students and faculty members to enhance their core competence. Objectives of starting an NDLI club in your own institution. And since your institution is already a member of NDLI club, I'm just skipping few slides which are already done by your institution. So now, after this event is get so once you register the certificate, you need to register all the students and faculty members within 30 days of receipt of this certificate. Right? And you need to conduct at least 10 reading or knowledge learning related activities, which could be say a lecture series or a quiz competition or a storytelling session, co-fish session, film screening, drawing competition, role play, writing competition, maker space, and debate. So these are some of the indicative list of activities which you can conduct, or you can also come up with your own reading or learning related activities or inter-college competitions as well. Okay. But remember that each event that you conduct should be created on the NDLI Club platform, and the report should be uploaded on the NDLI Club platform. So that is the basic requirement, so that it will help us to review the progress of your NDLI Club and extend your certificate for the next year. Right. So that's it from my end. If you I'm very happy to respond to your questions. Happy to respond. Over to the moderator for taking it forward. Moderator.
Students, if you have any queries, please unmute yourself and ask.
Sir, any doubt?
Sir, do you know Telugu, sir?
I can understand, but I can't speak.
సార్ చాలా మంది స్టూడెంట్స్ ఎన్రోల్ అయితే అయ్యారు కానీ ఇప్పుడు సర్వర్ రావట్లేదు సార్ సైన్ ఇన్ అవ్వడానికి.
Yeah. See, actually, there is a severe power issue at IIT Kharagpur. So, one team is rushing from Kolkata to Kharagpur to fix it. Yesterday, they were trying the whole night. It was not possible. By tomorrow, I think it will be fixed. That's what I'm told as of now. In case if it gets fixed earlier, I will let you know. But there are some major technical issue that has propped up in the IIT Kharagpur campus. That's why the data center and the server is not functioning. So kindly bear with us for a few more days before we fully make it functional. Right?
సార్ వన్ మోర్ క్వశ్చన్ సార్.
Yes, please.
సార్ ప్రాబ్లం మీ సైడ్ నుంచే ఉంది కదా సార్, సర్టిఫికేట్ రిలీజ్ చేయొచ్చు కదా సార్?
No, don't worry. That you will get. Don't worry. So once you register 100 students, 100 plus 101 or 102 students, then you start the event, end the event, freeze event, complete event, upload the report, and then you will be able to this one generate your certificate from your My Club option. Okay.
సార్ ఇప్పుడు మనం పర్టికులర్ సబ్జెక్ట్ గురించి సెర్చ్ చేసినప్పుడు చాలా బుక్స్ వస్తున్నాయి కదా సార్, అందులో బెస్ట్ బుక్ ఏది అన్నది మనకు అందులో తెలుస్తుందా సార్?
That's a good question, but so currently you need to find out. You need to look for more information. Maybe you need to narrow down the search keyword more specifically, and then you have to search. Currently, we don't have any ranking system or like grading system, so that you can find out which is a good source or which is a not so good resource. Currently, it's like a library, right? In your library, which book you will say it's very good? Library is a library which has a collection of resources, right? As a librarian, you may not you may recommend few books, but you can't recommend which is the good book, because it is a completely a subjective matter. For you, one author may be doing you may prescribe one author, whereas I may prefer some other author. So it's a subjective issue. Okay, so if there are not much questions, then we can wind up the session.
Okay, then.
That is not available. That option is not yet available.
Sir, certain book ni purchase చేయడానికి ఛాన్స్.
I took 5.4 crore resources available, out of which 5.4 crore resources are completely free. You don't have to pay not even a single rupee to register or access these resources. It's completely free.
Okay, thank you so much, sir.
Yeah. Okay, sure. If there are not much questions, then we can wind up the session. So, Ms. Sadha, can we close the session now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Just a second.
Now I would like to propose vote of thanks of this program. Firstly, I would like to thank the speaker of today's program, Dr. Vignesh Swarnamohan, for clearly explaining various steps involved in registration process and for patiently answering to students' queries, and also for creating complete awareness regarding NDLI. Secondly, I would like to thank P. Sarada, Assistant Librarian, and the Library Department in bringing up such great program for the students. Lastly, I would like to thank the students for showing great enthusiasm throughout the program and making it a successful one. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.